one and only. The one and only. The one and only.
And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. The show brings you Major League Baseball on a Saturday night. It's the Oakland Athletics and the Toronto Blue Jays. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this.
What's that look in your eyes? Strip the football that's left there is fear, like you just met your demise.
Just about set to go now. And today's starting pitcher, Tanner Houck.
Well, maybe a little pedestrian there in terms of the ERA, but with those numbers, you expect to be in a ball game and have an opportunity to win, and really, that's all his teammates can ask for, so we'll see if he's able to be consistent in this one.
Digging in, it's the speedy outfielder, Yuri Ruiz. Not even close there, and we are underway. Line drive, and that's a base hit to right. So a man on base to start the inning.
Everything came together for him. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there. And now let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
Now move to first, and he's back safely. And now Jacob Wilson. And the first pitch misses for ball one. Wilson goes 6 feet 3 inches, 23 years old. And he's been on a good run at the plate, hitting over 300 in his last 10 games.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
And 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And now he steps off the rubber. And that's disengagement number 2. Ruiz on at first, nobody out. Foul ball still, a 1-2 count. And he deals. Just missed.
It's a good take.
Ground right side, and foul ball. Nobody out, runner at first. That's to third, and it goes just foul. Out towards right center field. Springer there makes the catch, and there's one away. And time now to check out the A's lineup. One guy they want to get turned around in the 6th spot, Seth Brown.
Yeah, he's really slumping at the plate right now. Not only is he having a hard time finding any base hits, he's just not finding a way to get on base either. Sometimes a walk can get you back on track. Less than a .250 on-base percentage over his last 10 games. So that kind of tells me that he's jumpy, he's not recognizing the pitches, and he's out of his plate discipline. I got to think he's looking for ways to try to simplify that approach. And I think if you can just let the ball travel a little bit deeper, make sure you see it, that will help you to put good ABs together. And even if you don't get hits, you'll draw some walks.
In there safely.
Well, that right there erases the chance at the inning-ending double play. So good job on the bases to move up on the wild pitch. Changes the outlook of the inning in a pretty big way.
He's trying for third. Throw to third. Save.
I think he surprised everyone in the ballpark, and especially the pitcher. It wasn't a great lead there, but when he took off, I think he caught him off guard. Nice job to get to third.
That clips the zone, and that is strike one. Right through there for a strike. No score here, but a runner at third with one down. And now it's filled up. Inside ball four.
His ability to draw walks has been something. It's been part of his career since day one.
One down. Brent Rooker up next for the A's. On the outside corner, that's strike one.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
Runners at the corners, one away. And we're just getting started here in the top of the first. The 0-2. Gets a piece and stays alive.
Just missed. If he's able to connect on that, look out.
Two on, one out.
That's the ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. And the right-hander deals.
2 balls.
This one in the dirt. Count moves to 2-2 as the runners hold. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. And there are 2 outs.
That was good. The designated hitter.
So 2 down now, and here is Ryan Noda.
He's been such a good hitter with runners in scoring position. Some guys just take it to another level. For him right now at the plate, it's like everyone else is in slow motion, and he's in full speed.
Next offering in there for a strike. And now it's even 1-1. And another ball. And that one is inside. Seth Brown next to bat for the A's. Hits and misses. It's a strikeout.
Sometimes he wears the emotion on the sleeve, but that's okay as long as he's getting results. And right there, thrilled with the punch out to get out of a jam.
And we're back. And on the hill, Max Fried.
Well, it hasn't been a great year so far in terms of ERA, but he's had some decent games, and there have been some flashes of greatness, if you will. We'll see today if he's able to get ahead of hitters and perhaps get some swings and misses, put himself in a position to bring that ERA down, because you know in the back of his mind, beyond the W, he wants to have a better earned run average.
Gleyber Torres stands in now and watches strike one. To third, Wilson. Fires across the diamond. One up, one down. Let's take a look at our lineup. One of the more high-powered lineups in the game right now. It's built to do damage, and they got some hitters that can punish the baseball, Chris.
So fun to watch these players take their at-bats. I mean, they're so disciplined, don't give not just at-bats away, but really pitches away. Very aggressive, competitive in the zone, and when they connect, there's usually some loud noise to it, so we'll keep our ears open today. First pitch swinging, went up there with a plan to be aggressive. Just found a way to slap that ball down the third baseline. That's really excellent bat control, and it kind of goes back to all those drills you see hitters do off the tee where it's placed in different spots. That was just nice.
And that one finds its way through. They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only one away. Here's Nolan Arenado.
I'm curious how he decides to attack on the mound. This guy at the plate has been great hitting under pressure this year.
Swing and a miss. Ugly swing right there.
He's looking for a ground ball to get a double play and out of this jam.
In the air, out towards left center. He's got it. Runner tags at second, and he moves up a base. So two away with runners at the corners. Here's George Springer.
How many times have we seen an early at-bat change the course of a game? It happens every night in baseball, and maybe it happens again here.
Late on that fastball.
Well, a come-and-get-me fastball right there. He didn't look ready for the velocity. I think it'd be a mistake to throw him anything off speed right here.
Line, and that's a base hit. And they'll score first. It's 1-0. The tag at third, and he's out. A long throw, and that's the third out. But they push across one run, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We move to new inning getting started. Now the left fielder, Seth Brown. A wind in the pitch. That's inside. And that is ball 1. Sliced hard but foul. Next offering is downstairs. Wouldn't chase that time. And that's ball 4.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
Here's Logan Davidson. Right through there for a strike. Runner at first with no outs here. And now the count is even.
And that's a pitch early in this game. He needs called for a strike. Struggling with command issues. He's got to get a little help from the umpire.
In the dirt, blocked. And the runner stays where he is. That one in for a strike, 2-2. On the ground, a short could be 2. Over to Torres. Relay to first, double play.
Well, almost any time you roll over and send a 2-ball to short at this level, you can pretty much count on a double play. Middle infielders are just so reliable, and they work on these plays all the time, so it almost becomes like second nature.
Cooper Bowman up next for the A's. There's the strike. Swings and misses. And it's 0-2.
Well, as a hitter, you're hoping that the command on that sinker doesn't come until later in the ball game. But if that's how it's going to be all day, it's going to be a tough one for the offense.
The wide to kick the pitch. That's a little bit low.
He's trying to stay down in the zone, but the hitter just will not chase. Now back in a 2-2 count.
And he got him. Strike 3, and that'll retire the side. Bottom of the second. Here's the left fielder, Jordan Walker. Free, back to work. High in the air, out to right. Rooker under it. Hauls it in, and there's one away.
Woo! He was all over that first pitch fastball, just barely missed it. Man, this guy was ready to hit.
That's a base hit. So a man aboard now with one away. Anthony Santander at the plate. Foul ball there. We talk so much about how starting pitchers prepare for their starts. I talked with Max Fried, and one of the things he told me back in 19, he and Lucas Giolito started using MLB The Show to go over scouting reports. And here it comes. That one misses. 1-2 to count. Max said he's not sure who actually started at first, but it was 2019, and he and Giolito, who were... This one swung on and hit well. Way back there. And he's gone. Home run. He shoots one out to right. It's 3-0.
His confidence is through the roof with the way he's been swinging it lately. He's on a really good run. The exact definition of hitting the ball where it's pitched, taking that outside fastball and driving it the opposite way out of the ballpark. You want to bottle that type of approach.
Now Addison Barger, and first offering is fouled off. Kicks and deals. Strike 2.
0-2.
2 runs across in the inning here in the second game of the series. Foul ball, still 0-2. The shortstop takes the ball. And another ball. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. And there's 2 down. Back to the top of the lineup, Gleyber Torres getting ready to hit. He's 0 for 1. Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now. 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored so far. Glaber goes. And first offering is fouled off. Now a check swing, but he held up.
Nice job to keep the hands back on that one. Out in front just a little bit.
Two outs. Fights that one away. Still 1-2. The pitch. That one hammered center field. Ruiz going back on this one. Pulls it in on the warning track. The Jays get a pair on this homer. It's now 3-0. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. On to the third inning. And now here's the A's catcher, number 73. And there's the strike.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across, this is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope that he can get through this inning, get the bats back up there while they're hot.
Next offering is down low. On the ground to third. Arenado to first in time. 1 up, 1 down. Here's the center fielder, Yuri Ruiz. That one's in there. It's 0-1. Though Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. Right-hander kicks, deals. The other way. Fair ball. Around first, digging for 2. The throw into second, in safely. It's a double and his second hit. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. It doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep, because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. 1 out, runner at second. Jacob Wilson up next for the A's. Fastball for a strike. 0-1. The punch out there, and there's 2 away. So here's Wade now. Worked to walk at his first trip to the plate. And now he looks him back to second. Wouldn't chase that time.
Really close pitch down around the knees there, and you could see him asking where it missed. Probably doesn't agree, but it appears he's ready to move on to the next pitch.
Ruiz at second with 2 down. That one missed.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Swings and misses, struck him out. 1 left for Oakland. They trail it here 3-0. Back now in Toronto, set for the bottom of the third, and now to the plate. Here's the Toronto DH, Randy Arozarena. And first offering is fouled off. He swings and fouls one off. The wind of the pitch. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. Some high cheese for strike 3.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
Arenado at the plate now. That's ball 1. Swinging a foul straight back. One out, base is empty. Fastball for a strike.
Well, he looks fresh out there. Just needs to get a little more confidence and remember how good he's been in the past.
And another ball.
2-2 to count.
Bounced out to short. Davidson whips it to first. And 2 straight set down to begin the bottom of the 3rd. And the batter is George Springer. Singled and drove in a run his first time through. Wouldn't chase that time. 2 outs, base is empty. Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. Catcher tosses the mask, settles under it, makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Nothing doing for the Blue Jays, but they lead it 3-0.
So I can sleep.
Back here at Rogers Center, all set for the start of the inning. And now the right fielder, Brent Rooker. And the pitch. Fought off foul.
You know, these Athletics just lacking discipline at the plate in this ballgame. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around?
Oh, this one high and deep. Way back there. See you later. A gigantic blast. 3rd home run of the season, and they've got their first run. It's 3-1. That one just sounded different.
Man, might have been the loudest moment yet. Man, my ears are ringing. I can feel that swing from the booth. Power versus power right there, like 2 locomotives colliding. Who's going to win? Well, a really good job there by the hitter, getting the top hand working. Powers that fastball out of here.
Next is the designated hitter, Ryan Noda. Close one, doesn't get the call. 1-0. The Jays leading by 2, top half of inning number 4. That misses the zone, and the count is 2-0. And another ball.
Well, you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run. Go back to work. Focus on this next batter.
And a 4-pitch walk.
4 pitches. That's an easy walk, man. He could have walked me right there, Boo. The last one wasn't even close.
So here's Brown at the plate. Flips the corner. Strike 1. Gets the outside corner with that one. Noda aboard here at first with nobody out. Started after it. Appeal to third. And no swing, says James Kingsley. And a ball and 2 strikes. Just missed.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
2 strikes.
And a pitch. And that one cutting but missing down low. Three-two. Swing and a base hit. Throws to second. They get the force for out number one.
Wow, this is one of those plays that happens sometimes, but it never really should. It seems like he just got a bad read on the ball, and the good throw from the outfield was perfect to get the out.
Here's the shortstop at the plate. Logan Davidson. He's 0 for 1. Foul back our way, and that's out of play. And now the 0-1.
1-1.
Oh, right to the backstop. Brown into scoring position on the wild pitch, and there goes the double play possibility. Runner at second here, one gone. This to third. Arenado. Jump throw to first, and he beats it. Everyone's safe. Striding to the plate now for Oakland, Cooper Bowman. He struck out swinging at his first at bat. And he hits a ground ball right side, and it finds its way through for a hit. The throw in, the tag, and he's out.
That really hurts right there. This is no time to gamble. When you're down in the ball game, you've got to be sure if you're going to advance a runner or even try to score right there that you're going to be safe. Just a poor decision.
Number 73 in the box lays off for ball one. 2 balls, no strikes to count.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away. Here comes a 3-2. He fouls it off. Will do it again. Corners are occupied with 2 down. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Two on, 2 outs. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. The pitch. On the ground, out to short. Safe at first as they can't make the play. New pitcher now for the Jays, Victor Gonzalez.
And this is an important part of this game. Tight score and still a lot of outs to get. So they're looking for a big outing out of them right here to get some critical outs.
First and second, 2 down. That one finds the zone. And the count even at 1. And downstairs.
Really been able to slow down the game tonight with his at-bats, and the biggest one he's had so far, he doesn't look anxious at all.
And it's even up.
Getting a little frustrated with the strike zone.
That one not close. And the count's full. So both runners should be on the move here on the full count pitch.
Yeah, this is a good chance to tie up this ball game. See if he can find some open grass in the outfield.
Foul ball, and it remains a full count. And there's ball 4.
Pretty much the last thing you want from your bullpen arms are free passes, especially in spots like this. Make the team earn their way off.
So 2 down, digging in for Oakland, Jacob Wilson. That's in for a strike at 95, and it's 0-1. Bowman at third. Ruiz on at first with 2 down. Swing and a miss. Adam out front for the strikeout.
A lot of adrenaline, we can see it right there, and sometimes you just got to let it out. That's an outstanding job of taking that, executing, and getting out of a tough inning.
And we're back. John Sciambi and Chris Singleton with you. And leading off the bottom of the 4th, Jordan Walker. Base hit center field. Man aboard on the leadoff single. Here's the catcher, Alejandro Kirk. Singled and scored his first time. Runner on the go. Pitch misses. Safe at second, and that was not close. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time.
He's mixing his pitches really well, late on that fastball after seeing the changeup. See if he can elevate one. I think if he does, he'll get the swing and miss.
Man at second. Right side. Rooker gets under it. Drops into the glove. Runner tags at second, and he makes it up to third with 1 away. Anthony Santander next up for the Blue Jays. He's already homered here in this one. That one fouled off. One away with a runner at third. In the air, right field. Sizing this one up. He makes the grab. Runner tags for home. He'll score the sac fly. It's 4-2. And next for Toronto, Addison Barger. And a swing and a miss. Barger measures 6 feet even, 210 pounds, and he was a 6th round draft pick back in 2018. 2 down, base is empty, but 1 run across. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch misses there, and that's ball 1. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Ready now for the 5th inning. And now the first baseman, Lamont Wade Jr. The pitch. Oh, he doesn't get the call. Ball 1. In the air, left field, and that'll fall for a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
That's a ball that a lot of times. But right there, it just died and found a way to drop in on the green stuff for base hit.
The Athletics trailing by 2, and we're at the top of the 5th. Outside low, and the count is 1-1. The 1-1 is fouled off. Caught him looking for the K.
Wow, that's a tough call for the hitter, but the pitcher will take that all day long. Not quite in the strike zone, but he found a spot that the umpire is going to, at least for now, allow him to get that call. So hitters are going to have to make an adjustment, but pitchers are going to learn from those things and really try to exploit them if they can.
Stepping in, Ryan Noda. First pitch doesn't find the zone. And that one clips the corner. The Blue Jays up by 2 here in the second game of the series. Check swing, he went too far, and it's a strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Fouls it off, still 1-2. And another ball.
2-2, Sam.
That one the other way, and it stays fair. They get it in quickly, so first and second now, 1 out. So up next, Seth Brown. Trying to move the runners over. Arenado. Now the throw to first on the run. Runners advance on a good sac bunt.
That was a productive at bat. You know you're doing something right.
Now here's Tyler Rogers out of the pen.
And if you dig into his walk rate, his numbers are really impressive. He's really filled up the strike zone this season, so these batters better be ready to swing the bats.
Davidson in the box now, takes strike 1. That's ripped into the outfield. Fair ball. 1 run's in. Now the second run is in. It's 4-4. And that's a 2-out double.
Couple of hits in a row for him here. He got a pitch he could get to out front, kept his back through the ball, and didn't pull off or roll his hands over. And that allowed him to rip that ball down the line for the double.
Go ahead run on base. And here is Cooper Bowman. That's in for a strike.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the run.
2 outs and 1 in scoring position. Outside. Going to count 1-2. Tied at 4. That's off the mark. And the count's even at 2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
This guy competes hard. We see the emotion there. I love it. Great job of getting out of the jam.
Back now in Toronto. And the batter now, Gleyber Torres. The pitch. Swings and blasts one deep to left center. And it one-hops the wall. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he's got a leadoff double. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 1 for 2. And that one fouled off. All tied up. Last half of inning number 5. Next pitch is downstairs. Oakland's bullpen has some movement. Luis Medina, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Waldichuk, a left-hander, also throwing. And the count 1-2.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable of going out there and doing damage with it.
Out to short. Throws to first in time. And Guerrero is set down.
Yeah, that was a wasted RBI opportunity, but for a competitor like him, he is looking forward to making up for it in his next at-bat.
Now it's Randy Arozarena. Laser, base hit, headed for the plate. Here comes the throw. It's offline, and he scores. And it's now 5-4.
Well done, drives in the run. I could watch base hits like that one all day long. so could every hitting coach in the league. Just a nice line drive into center field.
Here's Nolan Arenado. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. One out and a runner at second. Here's the pitch. Runner breaks for third. Line drive, base hit. The run comes in from second, and they lead by 2.
2 consecutive base hits for these guys here. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Max Fried will give way, and as he heads off, a new arm into the game, the righty, Luis Medina.
And one thing on him, he's been really good this season at keeping the ball in the park. Not an easy guy to take deep.
And it'll be George Springer to step to the plate. Fouled off. He was late. Now 1-1. Went too far that time. It's 1-2.
1 ball.
Arenado at first, 1 gone. That's hard hit on the line. And a base hit. Roll into third. Runner holds up at second. 2 aboard now. Now it's going to be Jordan Walker. Right side, and that's just foul.
Not the easiest thing when you're talking about a guy that's, you know, perhaps is going to be in the rotation, or maybe a long relief guy, to not.
In the air, right side. And it hops over the wall for an automatic double as a run scores.
Well, everyone is thinking, Ed, would the runner have scored from first if the ball stayed in the park? We'll never know, but they do get a run across with a chance to do more damage in the inning.
1 away, runners at second and third. And now for the Jays, Alejandro Kirk. And he bunts, but that's a foul ball. 1 down, runners at second and third.
Well, he's so good about trying to drive the ball to the opposite field gap in these situations. If he takes that approach, he could bust this game wide open.
And ball 1.
This is a situation where the hitter is looking for something up in the zone that he can get his arms extended. What you have to be careful of is that.
That's to third. Now a dive for the tag, and he gets him. And no throw. He's into first easily. So first and second with 2 outs. Anthony Santander next up for the Blue Jays. Up the middle, into the outfield, base hit. Walker is waved home. Throw is offline, and he scores. And they lead by 4.
Picks himself up an RBI. Timing on the swing was good. Able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
2 gone with runners at the corners. Addison Barker now at the plate. There's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Hot shot to first base, and he snags it to end the inning. 9 men come to the plate. And welcome back to the ballpark. And here's the catcher. Slider got him for strike 3. So the Oakland lineup turns over, and now Esteury Ruiz on the corner for a strike. Base is empty, one away, and we're in the top half of the sixth. Chase the fastball up the ladder for strike three.
Oh, that high-four-seam fastball has become such a great pitch for pitchers to finish hitters off. They're trying to stay back with 2 strikes, make sure that they can handle something off speed, and just with good spin rate, good rotation through the zone, elevate it a little bit, get a lot of swings and misses, and that's a really nice job right there.
And he picks it up in foul territory. Kicks and fires. And a swing and a miss. And that's that.
Impeccable command in that one. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts. That's electric stuff out there on the mound.
Ready to for the last half of the inning. Here's the second baseman, Gleyber Torres. The right-hander back to work. Here's a high chopper. Wilson to first. And Gleyber Torres retired. So digging in, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Bounce to the left side. And foul ball. Next pitch misses. 1-1.
1-1.
Ground ball up the middle, and it hits the base. And that one finds its way through. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Another multi-hit game for him. He's been really hot lately. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
Foul ball. Guerrero leads off first with 1 away. Oh, 0-2 now as he swings through it.
Another 0-2 count right here. Pitcher just in the driver's seat. He can go anywhere he wants to go right here.
And down on strikes. 2 gone. Down the third baseman, Nolan Arenado. 1 for 3. And that one pulled foul. Two outs. And a foul ball. At the belt and fires. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Slider got him. Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Gregory Soto.
Bringing in the lefty with the left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
And first offering is fouled off. Left-hand batter waits. Up the middle. Tosses to first. That's the first out at the top of the 7th. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Brent Rooker. On the ground to third. Fires over to Guerrero. And 2 away to start the 7th. So now here's the DH, Ryan Noda. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Soto, 30 years old now, and they traded for him earlier this year. That one misses in the dirt. The A's down by 4 here in the top half of inning number 7. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. A's go quickly. Back here at Rogers Center, bottom of the 7th. And now the center fielder, George Springer. And a pop-up right side, foul territory. Wade makes a nice running catch.
Man, he just couldn't lay off right there. Those high fastballs, they just look really good because they're eye level, but they're just about impossible to get the barrel to.
That one down the line, and it goes just foul. Base is empty, one away. Here at the bottom of the seventh. Hit in the air, center field. Under it. Makes the catch for the out. And now the catcher comes up to hit. Alejandro Kirk. On the ground to short. Davidson. Gathers and throws to first. And that'll do it. We're at the top of the eighth. And here is Seth Brown. Soto back to work. That one finds the zone. And that's strike one. Good eye in that spot.
1-0.
The pitch. Swinging a foul over the screen and back out of play. Here's a 1-2. And another ball.
2 strikes.
Comebacker to the mound. And that's one away as the leadoff man is out in the eighth. And the batter will be the shortstop, Logan Davidson. There's the strike.
That was absolute gas. Triple digits on the gun. It's just a different experience as a hitter watching that go by.
Kirk makes the grab. 2 down. 2 outs. Base is empty. Cooper Bowman up next for the A's. That one at triple digits. Next. Offered in there for a strike. That is strike 2. The Jays leading by 4, and we're at the top of the eighth. Swing and a line drive and a base hit up the middle. Here's the catcher.
And there's one thing on his mind this at bat, getting that first hit at the big league level.
In there at the knees. That's strike 1. That's inside. Bowman, the runner at first with 2 gone. And another ball.
Good slider down and in can be so hard to get on plane with. You're better off taking that pitch.
And a foul ball. He stays alive. And the pitch. Foul ball. Another 2-2 upcoming. And a pitch. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Kicks and deals. Pitch misses, and the count's full.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
On the ground, right side. Torres over to first, and that'll do it. So one hit is all. Toronto, bottom of the eighth. And now for the Jays, Anthony Santander. And there's a fly ball deep right field. That's down. One hops off the wall. The throw into second. It's a double. Third hit of the night for him. Well, Singy, he is locked in there.
Well, he's really slowed the game down, and it's like he's moving in full speed, and everybody is a step or 2 behind. The way that he squared up that baseball tells me that he is seeing it like a beach ball.
Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Barker checks his swing, appeal to third, and he held up. The shortstop takes the ball. Wouldn't chase that time. Now a screamer into the outfield. And there's a hit. And the throw's offline, safe at third.
Nice line drive. Full side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
Checks over to first, back safely. Gleyber Torres up to hit. Line drive. That's a base hit. Run scores.
Stringing them together. That's 3 hits in a row. Tried to
new arm out of the bullpen.
And as relievers go, he's not a big strikeout guy. He tries to force weak contact, so command and execution are huge for him.
At the plate, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Ruiz makes the catch. Runner tags at second, and he moves up 90 feet. Runners at the corners now. 1 away. Now it's the Toronto designated hitter, Randy Arozarena.
3-pitch strikeout last time up. Got to put up more of a fight in this one.
And the 1-0. Pulled down the line. This one hammered, but it's foul. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Barker, the runner at third. Torres at first. 1 gone. Righty delivers. Swing and a miss, and he got him. And there are 2 down. And now the Toronto cleanup hitter, Nolan Arenado.
Struck out on just.
So now pitch hitter for the Blue Jays, Brett Beatty. 2-out opportunity for him with runners on the corners. Up the middle. They get the force. That ends the inning and stops things from getting out of hand. But the RBI single pushes across a run. So remaining in the game defensively, Brett Beatty. He'll play third. After coming into the game as a pinch hitter. Also into the ball game, Luis Angel Acuna. He'll play second. And here it comes.
Now playing second.
And first offering is fouled off.
Luis Angel Acuna.
And he deals. Just missed.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Close, but called the ball. And a count 2-1. Right through there for a strike. The pitch. Up the middle. Acuna tosses to first, and they get the leadoff man in the 9th. He's 2 outs away. Next up for the A's, Jacob Wilson. Inside corner, and that's called a strike. Romano, multi-time All-Star. He features a slider, a 4-seamer, and he works in a 2-seamer. Strike 2.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Base is empty, 1 away here at the top of the 9th. And there's a ball.
2 strikes.
Just misses with that one.
Really good slider. He's up there just hoping that it ends up off the plate away.
Got him swinging for the strikeout. Now only 1 out remaining. Here's Lamont Wade Jr. That's a little bit low. Next offering is in for a strike. The Athletics down to their final strike. Stays alive. Two down, nobody on. Foul ball still a 1-2 count. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. And the right-hander deals. On the ground, and this should do it. On the run, throw to first. That's the ball game.
With this win here today, you've won the first 2 games of this 3-game series, so you would think the work is done, but when you're at home, I don't believe so. You got to come back with a mindset for Game 3 that you want to win it, and you're going to go out and do everything that it takes. You win like that at home, you position yourself for good things down the stretch.
9-4, our final.
Oh my God, this is so amazing. I am super happy. Me pidió que me